Neville Goddard was a great mystic of the previous century. His mentor, Abdullah, taught him some spiritual laws. He wrote more than 10 books to explain his teachings and the law of assumption that he proposed. In today's video, we are going to take a look at the 10 main teachings of Neville Goddard. This video will help you understand what the law of assumption exactly is and how powerful it is. Before starting today's interesting video, make sure to subscribe to this channel so that you can watch upcoming videos from our YouTube channel. So let's get started. Number 10. Your imagination creates your reality. Neville Goddard says that there is nothing beyond your imagination. Only those things exist in the universe that can be imagined. If you can't imagine something, it in fact doesn't exist anywhere. And if someone else can imagine it, it exists for him. Your reality, your experiences, your actions, your decisions, and your perception are shaped by your imagination. What you do and say is greatly influenced by your imagination. So whenever you imagine something to be yours, it becomes yours. You don't need to create or manifest anything. Everything is yours if you can imagine it to be yours. If you can't imagine something being yours, it will never be yours, because you only manifest the things that you can imagine, what you believe will happen to you. So he says that we can get whatever we want. We simply need to consider what we have already obtained and what we wish to obtain. Employing this simple teaching, you can get whatever you desire. He says that imagination is God because it creates things, and there is no God outside of you. Your imagination is the only thing in the universe. If something exists in your imagination, it exists. And if something doesn't exist in your imagination, it exists nowhere. Simply put, your imagination is the creator of your reality. Number 9. Assumptions harden into facts. Neville Goddard said, "Dare to believe in the reality of your assumption and watch the world play its part relative to its fulfillment." This is actually a simplified definition of the law of attraction as proposed by him. Like assumptions and imagination, they both look the same, but they are slightly different things when it comes to manifestation. All of your imaginations are manifested in reality, no matter whether they are good or bad for you. Using your assumptions, you can manifest the desired things. Neville Goddard believed that assumptions could be hardened into facts just by keeping on assuming and believing that your assumptions are true and that they are real. According to Neville's teaching, the feeling of having or being what you desire to have or be will eventually appear in your physical world. An assumption has to become fact when you hold on to it long enough for it to become your main thought and emotion. It will take some time, but you will manifest all of your desires in the long run if you just assume they are yours. It is crucial for your mind to accept your assumptions as true. It will initially refuse to accept them, but once your mind accepts your assumptions as true, they will become your reality. Number 3. Consciousness is the only reality. Neville Goddard says, consciousness is the cause as well as the substance of the entire world. So it is to consciousness that we must turn if we would discover the secret of creation. Like your imagination, your consciousness is the place where you live. It means your consciousness is the thing that determines what your thoughts will be. Let's say one of your best friends has died. If you are conscious of this, you will surely become sad. But if you are unconscious of this and you don't know that he has died, you will not feel sad and you will keep on living your life normally. Simply put, consciousness has a greater impact on our lives, and we think and live according to what we are conscious of. So our consciousness is the only reality. Only those things exist in the universe that I'm conscious of. If you aren't conscious of something, it doesn't exist anywhere. And you know, we have senses that make us conscious. Eyes make us conscious of the size, color, and shape of something. Our ears make us aware of the sounds around us. So if something or someone doesn't have any senses, it doesn't exist, because it has no influence in the universe and has no reality of its own. Number 4. Feeling is the secret. Neville Goddard wrote a book with this title. He believed that if we strongly believe our assumptions to be true, then they will quickly harden into facts. But if we have any doubts, we will not be able to manifest our desires. It's what he says, feeling is the one and only medium through which ideas are conveyed to the subconscious. Therefore, a man who does not control his feelings may easily impress the subconscious with undesirable states. The thoughts that reside in your subconscious mind are responsible for determining your behavior, your decisions, your personality, and your experiences. And if you want to manifest desired experiences in your life, you will have to pass your thoughts to your subconscious mind. This can only be done through the use of feelings and emotions. The law of assumption suggests that everything can be manifested with assumptions, but assumptions should be felt to be true and real, and that's why Neville Goddard says that feeling is the secret. Assumptions alone will have no effect until you combine them with feelings and emotions. The combined effect of assumptions and feelings will help you more effectively attract your desires into your life. If you want to manifest a specific desire, you will have to make it real. You need to create an imaginary scene that will help you feel that you are there. When you repeat such a process over and over until it impresses your subconscious mind, your desire has to show up because it's the law. Number 5. Everything is an illusion except imagination. Neville Goddard says that you are the only God and that you are everything. There is no universe apart from you. Except for you, everything else in the universe is an illusion, because you are responsible for the existence of other things. Your consciousness is responsible for the existence of everything. Even what happens in the universe depends on your imagination and consciousness. Because if something happens but you aren't conscious of it, it didn't happen. And if you are conscious of it, it still depends upon what your perspective is about the particular thing, event, or experience. Let's say there is a person. For you, he is a good person because he helped you. But for someone else, he is a bad person because he has done something wrong to him. So according to Neville Goddard, there is nothing good or bad. It depends on us. What is good for us can be bad for others, so we are the only ones who can define things. We are the ones to decide what will happen and how we will perceive it. People behave differently. They will behave differently. They all have different opinions. They all wear different dresses. They all have different religions, and this is due to the fact that everyone perceives things differently. Everyone has a different life just because they have a different mindset. Number 6. Everyone is you just push them away. According to Neville Goddard, we are all one because we are interconnected. We all have some impact, and we all have some value in the universe. Here I would like to add a few lines from Neville Goddard's book. Because now every man in the world is rooted in you who looks out and sees that world. Every man is rooted in me. He ends in me as I am rooted in and end in God. Because he is rooted in me, he cannot bear anything other than the nature the root allows. So he is in me, and any changes desired in the outer world can be brought about only if I change the source of the thing I see growing in my world. It means that everything in the world is a reflection of your thoughts. How will they behave towards you? Will others like you or not? Will others love you or hate you? It all depends on you because your appearance, your behavior, and your thoughts determine everything. How you interact with people determines how they will treat you, so you aren't separated from anything. You are a contributor. You affect the thoughts of others, and their thoughts affect you and determine your thoughts. Everything you have seen, everyone you have met, and everything you experience determine your thoughts, your personality, and your mindset. So everything existing in the universe is connected to other things. Nothing is useless. Number 7. There is no change but oneself. Because your imagination is the only reality and your perception determines everything. If you want to change something, you will have to change yourself. If you can have different thoughts, things will appear differently. Here's another quote. There is no one to change but oneself. That self is simply your awareness, your consciousness, and the world in which it lives is determined by the concept you hold of oneself. It is to consciousness that we must turn as the only reality. Because our consciousness is the only reality, we are the source of all other things. We are the source of everything that we experience. Even so, how others present themselves is also dependent on us. He said, "Rebirth depends on the inner work of oneself. No one can be reborn without changing their current selves. Any time an entirely new set of reactions enters a person's life, a change of consciousness has taken place. A spiritual rebirth has occurred. Your world's happenings and people are a direct reflection of you. Therefore, you must start with your concept of yourself if you wish to create different occurrences and people in your life." Number 8. You are the operant power. This is another Neville Goddard divine teaching that can change your way of looking at things. Since we are the source of everything and our consciousness is the only reality, we are the dominant power. Things appear to us according to our own assumptions and imaginations. How people show up is determined by your own imagination, which means you are the only creator. Everything is under your control, and nothing can happen if you just don't become conscious of its occurrence. He said, "You must dare to assume you are what you want to be. Remain faithful to that assumption, and it will come to pass. If you are not faithful, it will not come to pass. If you don't assume it, it will never come to pass, for you are the operant power." Number 9. Live in the end or live in end state of having your desire fulfilled. It's time for another interesting lesson. Neville Goddard says if you want something, you need to live in the state of having your wish fulfilled. If for now you desire something, it means you are conscious of needing that thing. You are living in the state of needing your wish. But if you just shift your state and start living in the state of your wish being fulfilled, your desire will soon come true. Here is Neville Goddard's quote explaining this philosophy. Persist in the feeling of the wish being fulfilled, and it will materialize in your physical world. Assumptions harden into facts, so if you start assuming that you already have what you want, then you will get it in reality. Number 10. You can revise the past. Neville Goddard says that time is an illusion. Your past was a result of your beliefs and thoughts. Now if you are experiencing different things in your life, it is because you have changed the way you think. If you can create those situations that cause those experiences, then you will be able to experience the same things again. It's what he says. By revising the past, you rid yourself of any effect it may have on your future. Revision is truly the key which can be used to unlock the doors that have kept you trapped in a particular state. Be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Because, as Neville taught, our past extends into our future. Changing your past will not just impact the future that is connected to it. Some individuals have even said that you can change the past itself. You are aware of your past because of your thoughts or beliefs about it. You can change your past by changing your beliefs about the past. The past can be experienced again just by getting into the situations that you experienced in the past and having the thoughts that you had in the past. I hope I was able to deliver a good analysis of these Neville Goddard's main life principles. And of course, this doesn't mean we agree with every single thing he said or believed in, because in the end, everyone will form his or her own opinion, and that is why we are analyzing and discussing his ideas and methods to fully understand his approach and general ideas, as he was a great teacher and inspired millions of people around the world. If you want to share your opinion, comment down below this video. And if you haven't subscribed to our channel, please subscribe to it and press the bell icon for more interesting, informative, and helpful videos on manifestation. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.